This is our 1973 Mustang with a 302 engine, and I'm going to show where I need to have some pictures taken of the fuel evaporative system for different components being located. Down here, there's a blue canister with this paper and foil hose that is corrugated leading to it. It is just behind the passenger side shock tower, and it should be there unless someone removed it. Now, the different parts to this for the engine compartment would be this corrugated paper and foil hose. There's a vacuum line. Well, I would call it a vacuum line, but it's not really a vacuum. Here, and on the top of the canister, there is a vent hood. This does not lead to a vacuum line on the engine, at least it shouldn't. What it does is it connects to a metal line that is then used to connect the fuel tank to its vapor liquid separator at the top of the tank. And I have some other pictures and videos I'll put the links to in this video here down in the comments section, or in the description, I should say. Okay, so this hose here connects to the air filter housing with a special connector, just like so. And what happens is when the fuel tank gets warmed up and starts to produce pressure with fuel vapors, the fuel vapors will travel along a metal line from the top of the tank through this rubber line into this canister, which is filled with carbon, little pieces of carbon. And that traps the fuel vapors. Now, when the engine is running, there is a very slight vacuum inside the air filter housing that's applied to this hose, and any fuel vapors that are trapped by the carbon under a slight vacuum get released. And then as the fuel vapors that get released come into the air filter, they get pulled in the carburetor and burned. Well, what happens is back in the 70s, when this fuel evaporative systems first started to show up, folks didn't know what they were for. They would unplug it, remove the canister sometimes, and toss the thing away. And that defeated a very nice system that actually does more good than anything else. The other thing I've seen happen is folks not understanding what this line is for will connect that to a vacuum line on the intake manifold, thinking that we're supposed to have vacuum going to that. Well, that reduces the pressure inside the fuel tank and can work against a fuel pump. When the fuel pump's trying to pull liquid fuel forward, there's a vacuum in the tank, and the vacuum keeps the liquid fuel from moving forward, so you have a fuel starvation problem. So that's why it's important to make sure you don't have that rubber line plugged into the engine anywhere. It doesn't belong there.